Welcome everyone to a new episode of Everlasting Summer. The game that looked like anime but in Russia. So last episode we was with Lena. Now we going back to Lena and see her story. I was going to head for breakfast when somebody knocked the door. It was Lena.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I was taken aback a bit. The events of the previous day were still fresh in my memory, but I didn't really want to speak about them. You are probably looking for Olga, aren't you?
Well, no.
Oh?
I mean, yes.
Lena was her usual self, shy and easily embarrassed. That dance on the pier was, it seemed, no more than a dream. She's not here. I'm sorry.
Okay then. I'll go.
Okay. When Lena thought that I'd been too cold toward her, so I decided to be nicer on her next encounter. Instead, regardless, the morning was shining and beautiful. The bright sun was shining over the space and time displays Pioneer Camp Sovonok, warming its residents and filling them with energy to spend the day productively. Or in my case, to waste it in full effort to find an explanation for everything happened here. So, here we back the girl we will go with to, find the Shrek. Sylvia, Juliana, Lena, go alone, Lena. I won't have to go alone, will I? Olga returned for a moment. You may be right, we'll go together tomorrow. For the last few minutes I noticed that Lena had a strange look on her face. As if she wanted to say something, but didn't dare to. The Pioneers started to debate as if they had forgotten about Alicia and the explanation. Even our leader seemed to calm down and didn't react when the Winnip terrorist left the square, hiding behind Juliana. We should go too. Yes. Night quickly fell on the camp. The only brief moment between the first ray of the setting sun till completely darkness here in the south, or maybe in the world, you don't have enough time to enjoy the variety of the sunset color. It was too early to get to bed, but the leader confidently walked to her cabin, as if mentally dragged me with her. Olga, I'll take a little walk. Okay. She looked at me intensely, but didn't find any reason to object. Shrugged her shoulder and kept walking. Went back to square. Didn't really want to look closely at the terrible damage done by the Genda statue. It was exactly center of the camp. If you don't know where to go, you should start from there. I sat on the bench and looked to the west. I wonder if the earth here revolved on its axle as it should. Or whether there was an actual north or south. It's hard to say. At this time, I didn't have any idea on how to check on fundamental law of nature.
Hi.
Lena appeared next to me, if from nowhere. Hi, can't sleep? She looked at me in surprise. Well, yes, it is still early.
May I sit?
Yeah, of course, sit down. I moved over a little. Saying a little was in fact an understatement. I actually shifted myself to the end of the bench.
Thanks.
Lena sat and looked at the sky as if she forgotten about me.
It's sad
What's that?
that Shrek disappeared.
Yeah, things aren't too good. She was as calm as usual, keeping silent most of the time. She blushed and felt embarrassed only when she had to speak to do something. That seemed silence, which could be seen as awkward by many people, including myself, was quite natural for her. Could hardly imagine Lena making an effort to carefully choose the right word to start conversation or make a good remark, trying not to look stupid or alternatively trying to not look as rude as Alicia. I just wasn't able to compare her to anyone. She was just content with being herself. Does that mean that my attempt to start a conversation with her could be seen as rude? That the expression "become a friend" could be interpreted as intrusion into her private life? But something in this girl attracted me. Maybe it was her mysteriousness, and she certainly wasn't lacking in appearance of or feminine charm. I didn't have an answer for that. That's why I still hadn't been openly accused of being annoying. I'm sure he'll be found. How can you escape from a submarine? Lena didn't seem to approach the joke. This cam must seem like a large submarine to me only.
I hope so.
Tomorrow Olga will call the police. They'll find him for sure.
And what if during the night?
What? Her expression grew sad. Well, if something happened to him. Alone at night in the forest, anything could happen.
He must be lonely.
No one forced him to go there.
What if he just got lost?
He shouldn't go walk in the forest alone.
You don't have any pity for him at all. Shark may be sitting there all alone.
We save him twice, we will save him third time. Don't worry. Of course I pity him. I felt ashamed. In any case, Lena was right. A person was missing.
Anything could happen during the night.
We aren't seriously going to go search for him now, are we? She didn't reply, still looking somewhere far away, where the last ray of the sun shone over the top of the old tree, as if trying to leave a bit of its warmth with the people. Do you really think that roaming around the forest at dark is a good idea?
Probably not.
For some reason, I was sure that was exactly what she thought. Recently, I seem to be starting to understand Lena even without work more often. And she seemed to be influencing me. Physiology make me agree with her. Oh, she control you. Oh,
I will use my physical power. It's very effective.
Lena's silence was more informative than any chatter or attempt to pleasure. They looked for him during the day already.
Everywhere?
She stopped watching the sunset and looked at me. I don't know, I think everywhere. What about the old camp? For the first time her words sound self-assured and not vague or indem. Where is it? I have no idea. Electronic told us. Well, if you trust him. I grinned stupidly, but Lena kept looking at me seriously. Sure, if it's not too far.
So you do want to go?
Of course I don't. we can if it's just there and back quickly.
Okay.
Lena smiled and gave me the flashlight which appeared from nowhere. Yes, that'll be useful. Does that mean she'll prepare beforehand? And nothing was up to me. I signed as if doom and head to the forest with her. Night fell on the camp. We walked slowly. Lena was next to me, near but not too close. It was strange, but it looked like she wasn't afraid of anything. Moreover, she didn't seem to be bothered much about what we were doing, as if we weren't walking in the forest at night, but just watching a movie with other people playing leading role. Actually, electronics said that the old camp was not too far, and if we walk straight to it, then it will be hard to get lost. After a few minutes, I was completely unsure that we were walking straight, and after a few more, it started to seem that it will be a miracle for us even to get out of here. But I didn't want to lose face before Lena, so I tried to walk cheerfully. The forest was full of silence, flickering shadow and glowing moonbeams. The grass quickly rustled under our feet and the branches rustled over our heads. Old oak stood next to young birch. Large mushroom emerged from under the latter, as if taking off their large hats in salute. On any other day, or rather at any other time of the day, it would have been really beautiful. It may be safe at night too, but nevertheless I shuddered at each gust of wind.
Look!
Lena pointed forward. I rubbed my eyes and saw a gap between the tree. It's the old camp. In a minute we were in the rather large clear in the middle of the stone building, which looked like a village school or kindergarten. The paint was fallen off the wall. There were several holes in the roof, like an aftermath of bombing, and the glassless windows looking at the sadly and little threatening. It was not a very pleasant sight. I couldn't remember how I'd imagined this place a moment ago. It was like all the images had been erased from my memory, replaced by the Depression graveyard view. Well, it is creepy. Lena was still standing silently, but a neat expression of fright appeared on her face.
Do you think he's there?
I have no idea. If I was a Shrek, then Haunted House would be the last place I hide in.
Should we go?
She's totally frightened. Look at her face. I didn't manage to answer. The moon appeared from behind the cloud and immediately in the cleared of a new color. Actually, in the one color, the white of the grave. I could see more clearly in the distant trees. The mist shrouded them. It felt like the temperature dropped several degrees, make me shiver.
Are you afraid?
Lena asked me calmly. Honestly, she smiled almost immediately and looked at my hand.
I will protect you.
Oh, it would have caused a storm of emotion in any other situation, but at that time, it felt like a basic necessity. We slowly walked to the building. Walking through the playground, I pushed a merry-go-round, causing it to crack nicely as it made half a turn. Lena shivered and grasped my hand tighter. Sorry, I probably just remember my childhood.
Did you like merry-go-round?
Yes, actually, I don't know. I don't remember. Probably all children like them.
I didn't like them.
Why?
I got dizzy when I rode them.
No wonder if you spin too fast.
I like to swing more.
Well, you can get dizzy on swing as well.
But why would you?
I don't know. The conversation had distracted me a little and stopped worrying myself about everything. About Sharek, about our night trip, about Lena. After all, this world is not so alien. Finally, we reached the door. The inside of the old camp building reminded me of the kindergarten, the one I attended in my childhood. At first glance, even the room arranged was the same. For some reason I start to remember my old kindergarten. It is a restaurant now. I walk beside it every day like, oh, this is my old kindergarten. Now it's just some restaurant. Shrek?
Shrek!
Gave like silence a beat to us. Even the wind outside had calmed down. Looked like nobody's here.
We should check anyway.
Lena courage still didn't cease to surprise me. Or should I say her lack of normal self-representation in station didn't. I don't know if this behavior is strange for this girl or not. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it! We thought extremely of all room of the old camp, even inspected of the attic. There were signs that people had visited this place everywhere, newspaper, empty bottle and other garbage, but there was no sign of Shrek. We returned to the hill where we had started our search.
What should we do next?
I have no idea. Lena sat on the step and started at her feet. I think we should go back. I began carefully. It is late and can just the two of us really search the entire forest for him?
You might be right.
She looked sad and her expression let me know that the search was not over yet. Well, I am. I waved my hand in Reganet and sat next to her. We should think about the worst outcome.
Are you saying he's dead?
No, but are there any wild animal around?
I doubt it.
Lena calmed down at once.
Is that a bear? No, I'm not a bear. You're a bear. No, I'm Monokuma.
Sorry, this is a reference to another game.
He may be sleeping,
whatever he waking up in the morning and return to the camp.
Yes, of course.
I jumped at my feet and started to walk a circle around the hole. I really want to leave this place to get out from the forest, but it was as if Lena's behavior was keeping me here. I wanted to go on trying to reassure her, but then I noticed something on the floor. It was the trapdoor. There was a little heap of garbage and dust around it. It must be opened recently. Look! Do you think Shrek is there?
Do you think Shrek there?
Lena squared and carefully pulled on the hatch hand. It may not be Shrek, but someone surely used this recently. I had already regret finding that damn gate to hell.
Let's check it out.
The trapdoor wasn't very heavy, so you could open it without much effort. I directly off the flashlight into it and saw a ladder going down of a couple meters. Looked like a killer.
Let's go down.
I looked at Lena for a few moments, trying to understand what was in her mind.
Adventure! Yay!
Did she have a care for adventure like Juliana? So where is her youthful spirit then?
She's like, I love adventure inside my heart, but not outside.
Or maybe she just went to a bed nut. Lena didn't seem like a crazy person, but also the main character in School Days, which someday soon in this channel, who knows? But anyway, who even said she really is a human and you can evaluate her with the human behavior logic? That thought should have scared me, but somehow I didn't pay any attention among the million of other thoughts. Some of them were more important. For example, what could be done there? I climbed down and looked around. Everything is okay. After I made sure that there was nothing to be afraid of, I told Lena, Lena, come here. We stood at the long carrier, which certainly wasn't a killer. It had more resembled KGB dungeon. Hey, KGB have dungeons? I didn't know they're that cool. Or subway maintained tunnel. Don't I know which will be better? KGB dungeon. Is there dungeon a roguelikes?
You go to another kind of dungeons. This is like dungeons, not video game dungeons, okay?
Oh, okay, sorry. There was a countless wire along the wall, fastened by metal hook every half a meter. There were lamps under the ceiling, covered by rusted shade. Crumble center thrown under our feet unpleasantly.
Shall we go?
Lena without any emotion. Where to there?
Well, yes. What if Shrek is there?
What will he be doing there?
In my case, I wasn't really able to refuse her today, so we forgot about our fears and headed into the darkness.
So, what will happen next episode of this adventure? See you next episode of Everlasting Summer Lena Roots. So, goodbye for now.